Right, guys, welcome to the THQ podcast. So I thought I'd take a little bit of a different angle with my guests and interview/interrogate the THQ trainers. So I thought I'd just give it a little bit of a different style. So Danielle is the first one up. So welcome to the THQ podcast.
Well, yeah, thank you.
So what I thought I'd do is sort of give you guys a little bit of insight of your personal life and your sort of training life and sort of everything really about you. So I can remember when we first met. It was in this room. It actually wasn't the first time. We actually met at a wedding, didn't we? And we sort of. You said you wanted to give THQ a go. This was before you thought about becoming a personal trainer. And I can remember we were sat in Buxton, there was no really equipment here, there was a few mats on the floor, and it was just one of the first people to join. And I can remember you saying, like, it's not for me, I'm not going to be able to do it, but, I want to step into it, I want to give something a go. And the reason you thought it was because obviously you have MS at the time, and you have got it now, obviously, but it doesn't affect your training as much as what you thought it was, no way near.
Sure.
And I can remember your before picture. I can remember you was actually sort of leaning to one side, where you really couldn't. Obviously, you said you was really fatigued in the evening, and that's when you definitely didn't think you was going to be able to even do the THQ sessions. And now, let's bring it back to present day. Right now, you've literally, you've just finished the early shift.
Yes.
You've trained, and you're going to do a late shift. So and you're doing a podcast now. So, so you're literally going to do a 16-hour day with training. So from that sort of mindset to not being able to actually think that you're going to be able to do a late session because of that fatigue to this present day now. So, what's the great thing about being a THQ trainer?
I love THQ and I love everything about it. Because like when you said, when I first started, I knew, the reason I approached it was that I knew exercise was helping my MS, but I was sort of like lost and didn't really know where to go. I needed some guidance. So that's why I came here, because I knew I would get the guidance that I needed and you'd understand, and it was smaller and more personal. And so I did that, and for some reason, the whole lifting weights has really helped me, so much so that I barely feel I have anything wrong with me. Not that there's anything wrong with me, but, I barely feel there's anything, I have a condition anymore, which was really, really good. And so I would say the best thing about being a THQ trainer is to be in this environment the whole time, which is great. I just love working here. I love the people. Yeah. I'm inspired by the people as well. And so that's nice. And
so did you feel like when you first, obviously, what was your mindset when you was going to come in and start your own fitness journey? Like it was nearly 6 years ago now.
Yeah.
Nearly 6 years.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's a while ago. So obviously you're fit. You're obviously probably scared before you come into the consultation to sort of your training. How's your mindset changed now?
I'm not scared anymore. It was, at the very beginning I was very scared, even though I knew there was a positive relationship between exercise and my MS. You were great, because we did that one-to-one session, just you and I, because I was like, I'm never going to be able to do this, can't do it. But then I remember one morning you said, come in and we'll just do a little session together, and when we did, and then I had the confidence to join the session, and so how was...
Yeah, so how was that sort of... So how is it sort of like, what's your mindset now, like with it? How do you find training now? Like, find it a lot easier?
I do find training a lot easier because I'm a lot stronger than I was. Because the reason that I was sort of like tilted to one side was because, a big MS attack I had made me really weak on the right side of my body. And so I was obviously struggling on that side. It was all right on my left, but I do, I find training a lot easier now. I feel like I can push. I really sort of thought like, oh God, I was scared to push myself with weights and stuff, because I thought, oh God, what if I break myself? Which is ridiculous, but it's in your head, isn't it? And but now I know that it's not going to break me or hurt me in any way, and it's going to help. And so I find it easier. I find it more, but I still challenge myself, obviously.
Yeah. And I think that's a massive sort of positive as a THQ trainer, because obviously you've got that experience as well, and you're not just somebody like myself. I've not always been super fit, and I think that makes you a lot better trainer. It makes you understand people when they first come through the door, the fears that they have, and You know, and that is really the skill of personal training, because once we've acquired the knowledge to get people in shape, it's more execution. So you can have as much knowledge in the world, but I feel that you use that as sort of your experiences. I think you use that as a help into your personal training, which has helped you massively, help us get the results which you have been getting people. So I think that's me. So tell me about, what does your training and diet look like now? Tell me exactly. People
Okay. Really?
No. All your cheats.
All right, my training. I try and train. I train 6 times a week. I do have a rest day, which I don't really like because I like training. I love it. I love training. No more than an hour a day, which is great because, you know, it's there, it's done. But because I'm here anyway, and I think that's good for... Oh, you're going to ask me that later, aren't you? Right.
Just let it flow.
I'm not very good at it.
Don't worry.
Okay. What was I saying?
Yeah.
Ask me the question again.
We'll go back to that. So, right now you're a THQ trainer. What does your diet plan? What does your diet look like? What does your training look like? What is your struggle? So start me off with, tell me what you eat on a daily basis.
Right. Okay. So I still track using MyFitnessPal because I find that it keeps me on track. And I thought it gives me sort of reassurance that I'm eating the right things and that my diet's on point, and that sort of like it's half the battle really. So I eat quite a lot really. I eat generally about 2,000-ish calories a day, 2,000 up to 200, depends how busy my day is. If I'm doing a double day, if I'm working in the evening till late, it's probably a bit higher. But that's good because that's sort of, especially also with my Apple Watch, it sort of makes you realise, like, you know, because I've worked, you know, you do burn loads of calories. You know, you burn more calories outside of the gym doing outside, you know, just living your daily life, especially and if you're working loads and that. So I eat about, so today on a Thursday I probably eat about 2,200.
Tell me about your meals. What's your meals? Because we always say to people, like, the biggest habits you can actually, like, if I had to give somebody a fat loss pill, it would be to sit down 3 times a day and eat a meal. Now everybody says I'm too busy, like, and then we say things like, I can't eat cold food, or I can't do this, or I can't do that. And to be honest, it's just making up. So you tell me about how many meals do you have a day?
3.
3 meals a day.
And a lot of snacks. No, I do train, even though I'm up at 5 most days, I do try and eat some breakfast before I leave the house, which is great because I'm always hungry anyway in the morning, so I eat breakfast.
What do you eat for breakfast?
I tend to have peanut butter on toast. Then I'll have yogurt with protein powder mixed in. That's really nice. I'll have that before I train. Then I'll train, and then I'll have some more snacks, and then I'll go home and have lunch. Generally, sometimes maybe I'll make like a tuna salad, and I like pita bread, so I'll have it with that. And then more snacks, protein bar. Try and limit protein bars, so I don't try and eat too many because it's sort of like they're a bit too many calories for what they are. And even though they're nice. And then I will try and have, what I tend to do on a Sunday, I batch cook. I still do this. I've done it ever since I can remember. Well, not ever since I can remember, but I've done it for a long time. So on a Sunday, I just get up an hour earlier and I do my lunches for the week, which I do the chicken in 4 tubs. Because tuna comes in packs of 4, doesn't it? And then what I cooked this week in the slow cooker is dead easy. It was chicken, so a kilogram of chicken goes in there, and there's some peanut butter, honey. What else is in there? Rice vinegar. It's well nice. It's like a Thai peanut chicken thing, and just bung that on. Yeah. And then so I've got 4 portions of that. Yeah. So that sees me, so I don't have to stop cooking anything in the week because I'm very busy.
So you just do that and then you freeze it all?
Yeah, not freeze it all. I tend to. It does to keep in the fridge for 4 days.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, that seems the easiest way to do it. I mean, I tend to just do it an hour a day, but that's because how long does it take to cook on a Sunday?
Not long. It depends if I'm using the slow cooker or not. If I'm using the slow cooker, like no time at all. I love a slow cooker.
Yeah. Yeah. Sounds good. So tell me about your training. So, like, you obviously still do a few of the THQ sessions that you can do. I know when you first become a trainer, you was doing them more, but then since you've obviously took on more small groups, you've got PTs, you've got more sessions, and obviously it's harder to do the sessions. So tell me about your training outside of the actual THQ sessions. How do you set your plans up? What do you do? How do you split do you do push-pull legs? Do you do legs? Do you do shoulders, your arms? because obviously we want to get people. I think the key to maintaining your body transformation is if people live what we're trying to do. So not only are they doing the THQ sessions, they're coming into the strength room, they're thinking about what they're doing, they're making their own plan. They're thinking, right, I need to do this. And, and if we're thinking about this all day, like I sort of think, probably there's not a day goes by, which is pretty sad, that I don't think about training. And then I think about like, how can I actually, I literally plan my whole week as actually I'm not training legs today because I've got this on and I know I'm going to feel a little bit more tired. So tell me, what's your training look like outside?
Sometimes it varies. Like I do try and mix it up a lot. Like I will do a push day, a pull day, then a leg day. But I do try, and also, because sometimes if Anne trains with me, then I sort of have to sort of like be like, okay, well, we'll do that with Anne, or if there's any injuries, I can't do shoulders, because Anne's hurt her shoulder. And so recently I have done a push-pull legs split, push-pull legs, and then the other month I was doing sort of full body, which was quite a refreshing change, mixes it up a bit. And then I will do it like a split, but like I'm not a big fan of just training one body part like for an hour, like really hammering it. I don't like the idea of leaving the gym with like 70% of my body untrained. So I will maybe do two together, like chest and shoulders, or back and chest, or legs and shoulders, or anything. I don't know, something like that. So I will do two. Yeah,
because obviously you're going to get more. It makes sense, and that's where the research shows really. The research shows it's not really effective to train like just one body part. So when people are going down the strength room, we wouldn't say like just train your chest or just train your arm. It is more effective to hit more multiple muscles throughout the day. What I would say as well to people is, while we're on the subject, is obviously we do 3 full body workouts. So things that, like, when people are you will get this when we're coaching, you can see what people need to improve on. So rather than just doing things that are your strengths, so let's say people are really smashing the chest press and they're really good, but we feel like they're a little bit more hunch and we can do a lot more posterior stuff. So do you do anything like that? Do you work on your weak areas?
Yes.
There's actually a sign there on the strength room, that I'm not going to be able to see it, but it says work on your weakness. And I think that is the key to training as well, is that you're not necessarily constantly doing like the things that you're best at, because one, that's not really going to be very good for your body shape and how you're going to actually function in the sessions. But two, and your body shape's going to look better. But I think we should always constantly be doing things that we aren't necessarily good at to turn our weaknesses into strengths.
Yeah, definitely.
So tell me, do you do anything like that?
Yes, the other week I was getting a bit of knee pain, and I didn't like that because I thought, I can't do squats, and it was hurting a bit. So done a bit of research at home, and so I think it was coming from the glute area, my glute medius. So I was like, when I was doing squats that week, I put a band on my legs and trying to activate that a bit more and doing a bit more like hip work and stuff, and so I do work on my weaknesses.
Yeah, and that's very important as well. I think that's what people should approach us to do as well in the sessions, because if they feel like they could do work on something, we obviously got the ability to make sure that they get programmed to do down there. They just have to put that effort in, like you say. And it's good for people to hear that we have to do that as well.
Yeah, totally.
Because I feel like people think that, it's easy to do, you're a personal trainer. So that means all of a sudden we've been wiped clean of any cravings that we've got, any sort of, we're just robots, we can just train. And we have to look at weak areas, and we have to then do things that we don't want to do, and
Actually, because my massage lady told me that one of my calves was was bigger than the other.
Yeah.
And she measured it as well, and it was literally about a centimetre bigger than the other one. So I did, then after that I was a little bit scarred, so I did a lot of calf raises.
So I've actually got one leg a little bit longer than the other. So,
I mean, it could be a hip thing.
Yeah. So that's why I have to wear in the soles, which is not so, but that helps much.
I had to do that at one point, actually, it was a year or two ago. I think I was getting quite a lot of hip pain, so I went to see a physio, and I had an insole. Because it wasn't my legs that were longer. This is going off topic, I'm sorry. It wasn't my legs it was my hip that was up a bit.
Yeah.
So it was always coming from somewhere else. Do not look where, if you get pain in a certain area, it's coming from somewhere else, up or down.
100%. Again, this is another great point, because what a lot of people say is, I just turned over in bed and my back went, or I just reached up for a can of beans and then my shoulder went. It's definitely not. It's 100%. And I think that if we say that we didn't see it coming, we're lying to ourselves.
Yeah.
Because we all know if we've got potential, like we might do the chest press and something's a little bit tight, but we'll ignore it. Or, you know, we might do, like, you know, we're actually walking, things don't feel right, and we just ignore them till the point where we get injured.
Yeah.
And I think that it's just laziness on it. I've done it before, everyone's done it before. We're just thinking, like, we need to assess how are we actually moving, how are we feeling on the sessions. Like, if we feel that, are we actually making sure that we're going through the full range movement? If we can't go through the full range movement, why? And not ignoring things until things whack us in the face and make us injured, but addressing them. And it's always better to address them first, I think, before they actually get our hand. I think that's a very good point. So, what do you struggle with most about staying in shape as being a robot personal trainer?
What do I struggle with?
You don't struggle at anything, do you? Personal training?
No, I don't struggle at anything. I struggle, I don't know, because I'm so regimented. Well, I don't know if regiment is the right word, but I'm so sort of, because I still track the food, and I know what I'm eating on a day-to-day basis, always. I do it the night before, just takes 5 minutes to just cover it. And I generally eat the same foods pretty much all the time. I'm a bit boring. But that sometimes does get a little bit boring, monotonous. You know, a bit
What do you think when you think, like, right, I could just eat, you know, I could just go over to Oliver's now after the late shift and Oliver's.
No, I've never done that. No, but yeah,
what
sometimes.
Do you think, like, did you ever feel that?
Yeah. Sometimes when I walk into work and the smell, and you think, oh God, that smells good. But what I do to sort of combat that, I suppose, is to plan. I can put it in. I was telling someone actually today, yesterday, about how she's, I've not had any chocolate. And I said, well, that's great. But, you know, because I think she said she was eating, like, chocolate for lunch. And I was like, okay, that's good then, if you stopped eating chocolate for lunch. But if you cut everything out completely, it's too much. It's too much, and you will rebound and you'll go back and it won't work. So it's always good to plan in these things. So if I haven't had an Oliver's pizza for a long, long time, but, like, you know, if I fancy a night out, I'll have one. It'll be fine. And, you know, because I know what to do the days leading up to it, or the morning of it, you know, like the days leading up to it, I'll probably maybe shave off, because I'm tracking, so I know what I'm doing, I'll probably shave off 100 a day, maybe 200 a day, it depends what it is. So I've got these calories to play with, and then on Saturday night I can eat what I want.
100%, and that brings me to a very good point, and because someone said to me the other day is, what can I have, what's the best Indian to have?
Right.
So the way I said it is, look, like, you need to make sure that your daily habits are in check.
Yeah.
That's all. Literally, the difference between it, like, in Indian is the difference between, like, there might be something a little bit healthier, but it's like, is there a difference between getting slapped in the face and punched? Right. It's not really much of a difference, really.
Yeah.
So you may as well make sure that you address your daily habits. So when you go out to eat, you eat what the hell you want and just enjoy it. Like, and it's not like the next day, it's like, right, because I've had an Indian, that means I have to eat like an idiot on Sunday. And then I have to eat like, I actually had this and I feel a bit tired, so I'm going to cancel my gym session.
Oh, yeah. So
it's not the actual going out and the meals that you have, it's the whole daily habits, and that's what you need to address. And that's what I think is the sort of, so that would be my sort of way. If I say like that, I really fancy something, like I'm walking past Elvis and keep going a lot of Elvis. I'm not an Elvis. But like, if I'd feel like that I have a set of rules that I stick to. So Monday to Friday, Monday to Thursday, I don't drink, and I wouldn't eat necessarily. I wouldn't just have a random Chinese on a Tuesday night, because that's my daily person standard. So I think we should set, unless it's a birthday or something. But you set yourself these, and then when you do have your time to do it, you're more disciplined. And I feel like if you have them disciplined times, because it can get into the binge mentality where you're good Monday to Friday, but you're not good Saturday, Sunday. But I feel if people are massively binging on Saturday and Sunday, I reckon if I put a GoPro on the head and look what they was actually doing on Monday to Thursday, it's not actually that good.
No.
The daily habits on that. So I think that's something very important to what you think about.
I think that's true. And I agree. And especially on the, say if it's a Saturday night, I will train on Saturday, train something big. So it's just, damage limitation, isn't it? So I think that's probably a good...
You run after a meal.
Yeah.
What do you do?
What, that day?
Train.
Which legs? Always legs. Always legs every day. If I'm going for a meal, I'll train legs. Or something, sort of big muscle. legs, chest, back. They're big muscles. So I'll do that. And then, I'm not a big drinker anyway, but I will have a drink. But I hate drinking my calories. I will not drink my calories. I prefer to eat them. And so I'll drink, obviously, water. But not when I go out. So I'll have a gin. The sensible alcohol choices, like, wine, which is, but gin and tonic, that's good. And then so I'll do that, then come back on the Saturday night, come back, and then you sort of got to eat a bit intuitively, haven't you? Like on the day that you say I'll go for my meal, and then if I'm hungry when I come home, I'll have a little bedtime snack, but like not mad. I know how many calories are in a rice cake or so, or whatever. I'll have one of them. I know which foods to choose, and then on the Sunday, wake up and just get back to normal. Yes.
100%. That's the key. So, how does having MS affect your fitness journey?
Right. Well, it's a big journey. I've been diagnosed nearly 10 years now, My fitness journey, I thought it was going to affect it massively. I thought I'd be like, oh God, I can't do this. But it hasn't at all. It's this place sort of, I know, saved me is a little bit dramatic, but it did really, because I was in a very, quite a low place when I came here, and I've just been on the up the whole time, and so how does it affect it doesn't, at the moment, touch wood, it's brilliant. Like, I barely know I've got anything, and like you said, I mean, there's no way I could have imagined doing a 16-hour day and finishing, like, I'll finish work tonight at Whaley Bridge around 10 o'clock, and it's like, there's no way I could have comprehended doing that before. Like, in my other job before I came here, it was a 9 to 5, which was, pleasant. 9 to 5's whatever. But
So you use like more breaks in the day as well?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I was allowed to have a sleep as well. Sleep on the job. No, I
think I've got well asleep once.
No. No, I was allowed to have more breaks. I did have to have more breaks, yes. And also, because actually when you first offered me that, I did think, well, firstly, when I first came here to train, I thought I'm never going to do it. And then when you first offered me the job, I thought, never going to be able to do that. I've been on my feet for all that time. But I'm fine. But I'm actually fine. And I think, things are a lot more scary in your head, maybe. But, I'm strong now.
Yeah, 100%. Right? Whatever we tell ourselves, that's reality. Really, isn't it?
Yeah.
And if we tell ourselves that we can't do something, it's very cliche, but it's very true as well. And I think a lot of us do have unlimited beliefs about ourselves.
Yeah.
It's just stepping forward into it.
Yeah, definitely.
So this is an important question. Who's stronger, you or I?
No, I can't say me because she'll kill me, but it's totally me. No. She's stronger in a lot of things than I am, but.
So, yeah, I'm not joking. So, like, what's the most? Because obviously you and Anna built a very good a friendship and a good training partnership as well. Like, especially being two female THQ trainers, you train a lot together. So, what's the value of having a training partner?
I love training with Anne because it's really, really nice to have someone there to motivate you and encourage you. Because some days when I'm beginning to train, I think, oh, I can't do this, I can't. Because like you said, you're in your own head and you believe what you're thinking. And but it's always nice to have someone there that's cheering you on and going, come on, you can do this, you can do this. And I think that's nice. And also someone to spot you if you want to challenge yourself and go a bit heavy. It's always nice to have that reassurance that someone's going to be there, and I think that it's really, really nice to have that. And also, I think it's a good point to mention about females lifting weights as well. And I think a few years ago it was considered not maybe not ladylike or whatever to lift big weights. Because women were going to get bulky. Now, I've been lifting weights for 5 or 6 years. I'm not bulky. It doesn't. No, you've got to obviously, a lot of different factors for women to grow a lot of muscle. But it's just going to give you a really nice body shape. And I think it's more, and it's great to see loads of women. Our members. There's lots of women lifting weights and getting rid of that sort of misconception. And yeah.
That sounds good. So one thing I wanted to mention about training partners, so what the importance, I train with a few different people when I can throughout the week, and I think we need to strike that balance of it's important to have a training partner,
Yes.
but how is important is it to have that passion and desire that you train yourself no matter what? Because I think a lot of people, like let's say over the years, I've seen people join the gym together. So they've done a consultation, they've done it together, they booked the first sessions together, they train the strength room together, they do this together. Then one of them goes, and it's like the other person loses the mojo, maybe when they actually wasn't ready to do that. So I think it's important as when you've got a training partner, is also to have that, have that spotting, have that camaraderie, have that something to do together. It's very important, and it's good, I do believe. But it's even more so important to have that ability into yourself.
Yes.
And you think, if they don't train, I still train.
Yes.
And obviously, that's what you do. You and I train together, but if Anne cancels, you don't go, oh, well, I'm not going to train.
Yeah.
I'm cancelled, not necessarily cancelled. But vice versa, if she didn't train that day, you still train. That's the point. That's the point.
No, I do. You've got to have that. I think you mentioned it a couple of years ago on Facebook about your why. You have to have your why, your reason. And I've got I've got a massive one, my MS, and I feel like, I feel like I've got to train to help the MS, which I do because I feel so much better after I've trained. But also, once you've done it, keep doing that. It just becomes like, oh, it's my lifestyle now. It's like my daily routine. I'm like, oh, what am I going to do for this next hour? I have to go train because I don't know what else to do.
Yeah.
So it does become like almost like your behaviour, your second nature. And I'm here anyway, aren't I?
Yeah.
So I might as well. No, because that's another thing about motivation and people losing the mojos. Though, like, I think I'm in a very fortunate position because I'm here. Like, say if I've worked an early shift, I'm here anyway. So you think, oh, I might as well. It's because there are some days when I think, I'm tired, or I don't really feel like it, or like something aches, or. But I think, right, okay, I'll just go and do 10 minutes, just 15 minutes, and I'm here already, so I might as well. And then as soon as I start, you do the whole thing, don't you, anyway? So there's that advice that I have for anyone who's lost any mojo, just go. Just go to the gym. Just be in that. That's half the battle. Once you're in the building, that's half. You might as well do it while you're there.
Right, well, that's brilliant. Thank you very much.
Well, thank you
for coming on. I feel like we've got a lot of good answers there for people to obviously take home and help them with transformation. So, guys, I am going to be doing a lot more interrogations to all the THQ trainers / interviews. So if there's any questions you want me to ask them, let me know, because they don't actually know I'm going to ask them yet, but this will be the first time to find out. So, guys, I'll see you on these sessions very soon. Take care.